I'm not sure how obscure The Laughing Salesman is for two reasons. One, it was created by Fujiko Fujio, the duo behind Doraemon and other highly influential anime icons. Two, it kinda got a new season recently. Yeah, a show that ended in '93 got a new series 24 years later in 2017, so it's not as obscure anymore. But I find that not everyone's seen the original '93 run, and heck, I don't hear people talk about the 2017 show either, so I guess that's good enough. Well, regardless, The Laughing Salesman is probably the darkest property Fujiko Fujio made, giving it a distinct melancholic and cynical edge that the other works weren't known for. And that's probably the reason why people don't talk about it as much, because it is so different from the likes of Ninja Hatsune and Doraemon. But honestly, that's what's probably the most fun. The show episodically focuses on the laughing salesman, named Moguro Fukuzou, as he approaches various people who are either suffering from the fatigues of everyday life or just yearn for something more. As a salesman, he offers the exact remedy for them, be it a girlfriend, relaxants, or whatever it may be to cure their needs, not really requiring payment, but instead their dedication to offer their bleeding souls to his treatment. But when it turns out that his remedies may give them more than they asked for, mistakenly or Icarus-like, it all backfires on them, with Moguro having the last laugh. The biggest surprise of the show is how dark it can get, and it's not an instance of whether or not it's gory, or shocking, or even that disturbing. It's more of the underlying implications the conclusions have, as well as the twists of fate that stir the story's concept of just desserts, and how justified these punishments are. For example, the first episode features a man who, despite being an incredibly successful businessman with a loving family, faces the pressures of his life to a point of unbearable stress and drinking. So Moguro's solution is to introduce him to someone who will support him for nothing in return. When the man enters his breaking point, he takes up Moguro's offer only for the twist to be both poetic and unhinged. I won't ruin it for you, but it does bring up the question of whether this man is deserving of his punishment. He's an asshole, but is built up by the fact that everyday stress is affecting his mental fortitude to deal with it. He finds solace in Moguro's solution and stays in a euphoric state, yet the truth of the matter is less than ideal to the outside eye. So is it true inner peace or is it blatant escapism? It's these kinds of questions that are more pronounced in some episodes than others, but the imagery and the implications stay the same, typically grotesque in nature and with the flair of a twist that cleverly stays within Moguro's craft and terms of service. It's also fascinating that while some of the clients do breach their contract, others don't, but still manage to ask for more, whether intentionally or not, allowing Moguro to act accordingly, and I do mean allow. Moguro is this sort of agent of chaos character, seemingly doing everything at the behest of his own amusement and satisfaction. His design is one of the best character designs this month because of how both unassuming yet uneasy it is, always smiling and always waiting. He's very symmetrical in an asymmetrical world. He's pretty unnerving. In fact, let's talk about that world. Most of the background and landscapes are filled with vibrancy and color, but the tone and the feeling it gives off is very hollow, as often is Moguro and his client in a vacant space. It's empty, but not absent of life either. It's a chilling purgatory-like state. I realize this won't be for everyone though. Some of the animation is outdated, though I honestly think that adds to the surrealism of the show. And the character designs are radically different from typical anime. And to be fair, it is over 100 episodes long. Sure, each episode is 10 minutes, but it's still about 50 or so episodes worth of time to spend. But I legit think it's a fascinating show. It's uncomfortably funny, it's surreally dark, and honestly kind of artistically philosophical at times. I won't pretend it's the greatest thing in the world, but it deserves at least a shot. It's hard not to justify some of the twisted graphics these animes went for. Sure, they're tame compared to today's standards, but I won't act like they didn't elicit some reaction out of me either. It's dark, dreary, and oh so hysterical. It's a show that'll sell you on staying content with where you are.